Sit back and relax as the classes of DrDark are now in session. Do not leave your kids alone in the house at night. This happened to me when I was a kid. It was about 20 or 25 years ago. What happened that night still gives me goosebumps. It was my parents' 15-year anniversary. That night they decided to go out for dinner. I was maybe 11 at the time, and we lived in a fairly safe neighborhood. My parents thought I was old enough to take care of myself for a few hours, plus our dog, Lucas, was there with me. So they left us home and asked the neighbor to come by once a while. I waved them goodbye and was glad that after so many years taking care of me, they can finally take a night off and have a good time. So after they went out, I was pretty much excited because I can do literally anything I wanted. I took out the ice cream and have myself an extra scoop or maybe two. Finished a bag of XL Doritos, played video games, and watched a bunch of TV. You know, the usual stuff kids do. Around 10 o'clock, my neighbor, Miss Hudson, came by to check on me. She was a kind old lady, always puts a smile on her face. She told me that it was time for me to go to bed, but I wasn't tired at that moment, probably because I was playing Minecraft with my friends. I told Miss Hudson that I'll go to bed a little later. She just said okay and left the house. Around 11 p.m. after my friends all went offline, boredom came and I thought it's probably time to sleep. I took Lucas upstairs to my bedroom and tucked myself in. Lucas slept beside my bed on the floor. I fell asleep quickly, and before I drifted away, probably around 11:30, I heard a dripping sound. I don't think much of it since it felt like raining that night before I went to bed. Everything was fine until I was woken by the thunder outside. I was extremely afraid of thunder, and every time I was afraid, Lucas would lick my fingers as he tried to calm me down. That night, I covered my head with my quilt and pillow, and I reached down to let Lucas do his thing. Seconds later, I felt Lucas licking my fingers, and that made me feel safer, knowing that giant German Shepherd is by my side, protecting me. So I fell asleep again quickly. And then something happened around 3 in the morning. I was awoken by a scream. I opened my eyes and saw my mom screaming and collapsing on the floor. My dad ran into my room and he had the most terrifying face I could never forget, even till today. I was completely unaware of what had happened, and the next thing I knew, the police showed up in the heartbeat. After listening to all the adults around me talking, I started to understand what had happened and how dreadful this was. I still have nightmares to this day. According to the police, a man sneaked into our house when I was playing video games. I had turned the volume up very loud, and that's why Lucas didn't hear anything. The man hid outside my bedroom window and waited until I was asleep. He came in, killed Lucas, and hid under my bed. And then the thunder came. And I reached my hand down to where Lucas was, and I felt the tongue licking and licking. Your attendance has been recorded. Make sure to follow me on social media on your way out. Have your own stories? Submit them on my subreddit. Tune into my stories anytime and anywhere by listening to my podcast. The links to everything is in the description below. Until next time, class dismissed.